What up? Mic check 1 2 1 3. Mic check 1 2 1 3. Can you hear me? One's in the chat if you can hear your boy. One in the chat if you can hear me. Hold up. I gotta make sure the music is good. Is the music too loud? Do I need to turn it down? Let me know. Come on, I need some ones in the chat so we can get going. Let's get it. Studio. Oh man, that was almost the wrong pipe. All right, we live. Hey, what up everybody? It's Tax for Real, Sacrifice for Riches. Welcome to the channel. If you are new here, please hit the like, the subscribe, notification bell. I do not blow up YouTube. I am not the typical YouTuber that's chasing algos necessarily, dropping like 5 videos a day. That's just not who I am. This isn't my full-time job. So if you could do me a favor and hit the like button, it would be greatly appreciated. While we do that, we're gonna let people trickle in, right? And I'm gonna take a look at some comments, see if there's any questions or whatever I have to address during this live stream. And there might be a couple things I want to get off my chest too. All right, it is what it is. I got a lot going on. All right, I probably need to close some stuff down. My PC might blow up. All right, all right. How we doing? All right. So while people are trickling in, I want to hear from you. How many people ate off a coin, NVDA, or SPY, right? Did anybody put a 1 in the chat if you did, right? And then also I'd like to know, did any of you catch the shorts that I dropped on coin or NVIDIA? If you have not, you probably caught coin as a trailer to this live stream. I did that intentionally so you can know what time it was, right? But not only that, I'm bringing attention to that ticker because there's still plays left. There's still meat on that bone, right? And the levels are in that video. I'm going to be dropping the full options trade video sometime tonight, or it's probably going to be tomorrow before market opens. And it goes into a little bit more details on those things, but the essentials are in those shorts as far as the plays are concerned. Okay, if you did not see that, then head over to the channel, right, and take a look. I don't want to waste your time and like post it here, so do me and you a favor and go to the channel on YouTube and go to the options trade playlist and then look for the shorts, right? It's the 2 most recent shorts that's posted. All right. Now, forgive me. I'm fresh from one job to getting in the house to getting this set up and now get my mind right for y'all. So bear with me as I kind of get my flow going here, right? I don't know how many people are watching, but if you could please hit the like button. Essentially, it takes a second, right? I'm not a millionaire, but I've watched people and I know the groundwork. I know the layout. I know how to get there because someone has already paved the way. For example, our boy KG, Keenan Grace. We watched this man go from teacher to putting in his resignation, right, to millionaire, multi-millionaire, whatever he is, multi-millionaire. The guy's made it. We watched him lay the groundwork to show us how it's done. So I say that to say I've lost a lot in this market over the past 5 years, right? And I finally just start to go in the right direction. I took enough licks. I'm still taking some licks, but at the same time, I've learned a lot. And in my opinion, I've absorbed $1 million worth of game, right? And if someone told me that all I had to do was press a button to gain $1 million worth of information, then best believe I'm pressing that button. So if you can do me a favor and take the time and do that, that'd be great. I appreciate you in advance. Now, Shout out to my boy Buddy. If Buddy is here, Buddy is my editor. If you guys, I mean, he's a busy dude, but he does great work. He's part of the team now. If you go to sacrificeforiches.com, you see my team. My team is me, him, my wife. She's not on my website, but nonetheless, that's my team so far. And we're going to continue to build as I build this community, but also build on myself in the stock market game. Okay? Because you need a good team around you. Okay. That being said, all right, I know why everybody's here, but I have to get this off my chest. And I wasn't going to do this, but I got to do this. So this is a public live stream. It is 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I am done with work at 4 p.m. All right. So I say that to say, if you are a friend, if you are a family member, if you are a acquaintance, whatever you are to me in my personal life, I figured that eventually some of my personal stuff was gonna bleed into what I do on my me time, right? On my time. So I say that to say, welcome. I hope that I can teach you something. I got mad love for all of you, whoever you are, whatever family member that's here. Shout out to y'all for supporting me, just for being here. At the same time, what I do on my time is my time. If you have any problems with what I'm doing, hit me up. If you got any questions with how I'm doing it, watch the videos. If you wonder how Rail just crushed 438% run up on NVDA while I was at work, well, guess what? I put that play in at market close, right? The day before. And then it's a swing trade. That means that trade can carry over into the next day. And then I can look at my phone, press a button, and then close my position like that, right? That's my smoke break. Hit, close, done. Boom, made money. Now I get to be on here, right? And I get to do this. I get to do this. How do I do what I do? It's called work. It's called work. This don't happen just because. No, it takes energy and effort, and it takes time that I commit on my time to figure out how to do what I do. I'm a grinder. I come from nothing. 100%. Everything that I do, I work for. If I can't get what I want out of like a job that I'm in, rather not talking about the job I'm in now, just talking in general, right? I'm going to find a way. I'm from the hood. I'm going to find a way to get out the hood, right? First person in my family to go to college. Mom can't afford to send me. I'm going to find a way to get there, right? I'm going to find a way to graduate. I'm going to find a way. Now I'm a dad. I'm a husband, right? I'm going to find a way. If I got to take care of my family, if it requires me, if this didn't work and my career didn't work, you think I got a problem working at McDonald's? No. You think I got a problem driving Uber? No. I can fall on my face, but guess what? One thing will never happen. My family will never need for anything, because I'll grind to the bone to make sure that they are set up. No matter what I do, no matter how the dominoes fall, my grind won't stop, because I'm built different. That's just what it is. So if you ain't built like me, don't get mad when you can't do what I do. That's all I got to say to that. So hustle up. So anyway, that's my soapbox. I'm going to leave it at that. Give me a minute. What was that word? What's that line? They hate me because they ain't me. Some people are like that, you know. All right, so now let's get to brass tacks. All right, what y'all see here, right? It looks beautiful. right? Your boy has been killing the game, but at the same time, I'm going to be fully transparent. Okay. This all looks amazing, right? This all looks amazing. Um, but I've made some mistakes. I can't capture every L that I take, but I can tell you that um, some of these plays, like that 180%, that's right here, right? 108%, I can't really do it. I got to invert some things. I only got 60% of that play. That 105%, I got 80% of that play, right? That 96%, I got that whole thing. I got about 90% of that play. Um, let's see. That NVDA, that was actually uh, a 96% play. I got the 61%. All right. That coin, that's a today's return. That's not a legitimate win. I'm still holding coin, right? That's just to show you what today's return was. I've been in on coin for a couple for since last week, right? And I've talked about it, right? Um, so now I'm just hoping that it keeps coming my way because your boy had an opportunity to get out today, but my play is not invalidated. So I keep trying my best to maintain the discipline of not exiting my positions necessarily when I know that there's still room on the bone. Now, coin might have been a bad decision to hold, and I'll tell you why as we go through the charts. Okay, Nvidia, yeah, we got all that, right? We actually got Nvidia on the way up and on the way down from the previous video. So shout out to everybody that's eaten, who has eaten. I'm a little cold, so excuse me. Like if hold up, hold up, hold up. Oh man. Yeah, things get hooked on. All right, my wife made me a blanket, and it's dope. And it gets cold in this basement. All right. So, anyway, what are we doing today? We're looking at SPY, we're looking at Coinbase, and we're looking at NVIDIA, briefly on NVIDIA because we've already touched on that. But I am going to give y'all a little bonus and give you some insight as far as where I think NVIDIA is going by the end of this video. So stick around for that. Okay. Now, SPY, I shared privately the SPY levels. So if you were in KGU or if you're in the Sacrifice for Riches Discord, you guys got the charts for the SPY. So you had the levels and how to play them, right? Now, if you are in Sacrifice for Riches, I took about 5 or 6 SPY options trades, whether it was calls or puts. No, they were all puts today. And I kept you up to date every step of the way when I was entering the play. And that was it. I gave you my price targets and you did your thing. And I know a lot of people made some money. So shout out to y'all. Okay. Shout out to y'all. Somebody give me an update as far as how many people we have watching versus how many likes we have. Because I will wait. And then we're going to get into I need to warm up anyway, y'all. Your boy needs to warm up. And I need to take a breath. So just give me a minute, okay? Well, I take a moment to compose myself. Just hit the like button. I don't like to waste time. Best believe that. So I will get to it. But I need to woosah, right? I need to recenter. Oh, we only got 22 people. That's fine. Share this out to your communities if you could. That would be appreciated. For those in KGU, us crown traders, we're only allowed to use the tag for everyone so many times. And today I kept everybody up to date with the data. I kept everybody up to date with a couple of the call outs that we did with the shorts or whatever. So the last one I just put in the call put section, so people knew that I was live. It is what it is. All right. And then I think I failed to go on Instagram and tell the people there, but it is what it is. All right. That's pretty healthy, though. 22 people watching, 20 likes. I appreciate y'all. So let's get into it. Okay. And do I got this button. That is not what I'm trying to do. That's a fail, y'all. That's a fail. I thought I had everything figured out. Obviously not. But that's okay. I got you. And we're on spy. There we go. So first we're going to talk about the spy. So today, people I know were very bullish on the spy because y'all seen. Thank you so much for letting me know that people are hitting that like button. All right. But anyway, I know there was people plenty bullish on the spy today. Let me make sure I'm good here. Let me blow this up so y'all can see it a little bit better. But I was not bullish on SPY. I was very bearish on SPY despite this gap up. I understand, right? I understand that it gapped up and everybody thought we were going to continue up. But this is what we get when we do our homework and we identify our supply and demand zones, okay? You might think it's luck, but I'm going to tell you that it's not luck because we keep doing it time and time again, right? So, a couple of things. One, me and my Discord, every Sunday, we identify our zones and we come up with a weekly strategy and we play it accordingly. This week, we identified that we had a 4-hour supply zone up here. So, yes, we gapped up. But the moment you see stuff like this does not supposed to be a teaching lesson, but I'm going to use this time to educate a little bit. When you see a stock or a ticker break through a zone, let's say this is a supply zone, you are looking for strength for continuation or weakness, right, for a potential pullback, which will represent something called a false breakout. So this instantly is identified as a false breakout. Why? Because the moment, even though this is a huge gap up, the moment we cracked my supply zone, we have a shooting star. We have doji candles. We have evening stars, right? These things are representative of an immense amount of selling pressure. There's buyers and sellers here that are having a tug and war match, which tells you that buyers aren't necessarily in control as we breach this level. These are indications that this may not continue. Okay. So this all happens, right? And then we come back up and then we have a doji candle, which is essentially another supply zone that's established. But this huge sell-off back into our supply zone was the first indication that we would sell off, because I know that this is the seller's house. So we tried to break through it. Well, we did break through it and we got out the back door into the backyard, but it was fenced in and they black snake moaned us back into the house and said, no, we kicking you back out the front door. That's what happened. That's what they did, the chain yank. If you know, you know. Hey, Roll Life always showing love, man. Thank you so much. You let me ride the train today and the haters will get over it. Let's go. Another thing, if you are a friend, family, or loved one, you want to know how I do this, my guy Roll Life just hit me with 20 just to show love. I pour into this community and then they pour into me, and it's mad love and respect. So thank you so much, big dog. But anyway, so that's what happened. If you know the movie, you know the movie. But so that was my first indication. So then after this, like, I'm looking at this and I'm playing to the downside, and I'm calling it out. I'm calling it out. Um, and it just kept giving you these signals. All of this was drawn up before our opening gap. Okay, everybody? This opening gap here, all this was drawn up before that. What did we know was going on before the market opened? Well, we had CPI and PPI, right? Our gap open was at 4 a.m., right? 4 a.m. we opened up here, right? This was the market psyching everybody out, thinking that we were just gonna go bullish, right? When in reality, when that CPI and PPI data came out, it was actually mixed signals. We're in a state of the market pretending to be in a state of indecision. They are they're pretty much gaslighting retail investors, in my opinion, right? Because all data, everything is a contradiction. Everything contradicts another thing, right? The data is mixed, so everybody is just making an educated guess as far as where they think is going to go. And then when you get mixed data with a pump prior to that data coming out, and you see stuff like this, you didn't trapped a lot of people, right? You trapped a lot of people, and the market continues to do that. I was talking to my community, and I was letting them know that, even if I said that the data needs to come out exceeding expectations by a fair amount, right? Better than expected is the result we're looking for. And I said that if we didn't get everything across the board better than expected, then market's going to have some mixed reactions, some spiking, and a lot of people are going to get trapped. And that's exactly what happened, right? But anyway, so we fell back into supply. Even if you wanted to wait until we confirmed and got kicked out of supply, you had opportunities here and here, right? We fell out of supply, back into imbalance, and this was a confirmation that we have more downside to go, okay? This was a neckline, right, that I called out in the middle of our trading session, right? So, and then these were our targets. This is actually the chart I used during the trading session, so for my Discord, okay? We knew this because we had this already set up, but we also knew that this was a gap, opening gap. We also, which tells us that we have a neckline. It came back down to retest this line, right? And then we finally broke through. We called the shorts here though. Discord members, put a 1 in the chat if you got the alert that we were going to short the SPY if we fell below 626.62. And I said that we're holding on. I'm holding on unless I'm holding on to the puts unless we confirm above this line. We never confirmed above, right? When you see this and you see this pullback like this, all this is a fill imbalance, right? Because you have a sell side imbalance here, and which is all your bidders are stuck here, and now momentum slows to the downside, so buyers come back to pick up those sellers, okay? And then if we fail to take this level that I identified, then what do? We're going to sell. We're going to continue selling up. And that's what happened. There's nothing to be afraid of. Then after that, we identified a trend. Again, I sent screenshots throughout the day, and we identified the trend early. And the problem with today for me and some other people was the fact that, you got a lot of this, right? And when you get these huge pullbacks, this is pretty huge, okay? So like coming from 620, 621 just back up to 626.62, you could have been up, let's say 50% here, and then come back here. Now you're negative 30%, right? All because of time decay, right? So if you're negative 30%, you're not back positive necessarily here. You have to fall through. You have to flush a little bit more just to get back positive. So that ate some of my gains today. If it ate yours, then let me know in the chat. But this is why this is why I need to remember that I'm a swing trader. So when I'm day trading, I need to day trade with a swing trade mentality. Okay. If you never heard that before, try to register it, because what does that mean? That means that I'm reacting to levels that are on a larger time frame, and because of that, I typically get larger wins, right? I don't get 5 to 10% very often. Most of my wins are 50 to about 400% on average. The problem with me as a trader is patience, right? Sometimes I need to wait. Sometimes I get caught holding the bag too long, and that's on me. Part of that psychology, though, is also me trying to stay disciplined and letting my plays play out. However, when you're looking at things like the SPY and you're trading 0 DTE, you have to be very mindful that you have to take that initial leg, and don't ride the retracement wave, because you're going to get eaten, or Theta's going to eat your lunch money. And that's just what happens. But sometimes this is what we mean when we say the market is humbling. So you can win. I can show you all the wins I want. At the end of the day, there's still flaws in my psyche as a trader. Sometimes I'm great, but sometimes I fall back into my traps, and I have to get back in the zone. I have to get out of my pit and then get back in the zone. So, but I'm human. But I've done this time and time again. I've showed you consistent gains where you know that I know what I'm doing. So, and I know a lot of people that ate more than I did today. So shout out to y'all. All right. Before I continue, I'm going to continue down SPY because I called the play 626.62. I called the take profit target of 621.67. It just sucks that it took the whole day to get there, right? But I called this whole play. And if, hold on, because not everybody is in the Discord, and I know this is like something that people do on YouTube, like to show proof. I don't need to prove myself, but I'm gonna do this one time. I'm gonna show you this one time where we posted this on my Discord. Where are we at? 626.62. All right. So my initial here it is right here. Here, I'll do this. I just sent the screenshot because it's easier. And again, I don't want to waste y'all time, but at the same time, like, I know there's people that are kind of skeptical about joining the Discord or whatever, but I just want you to know that we have a close-knit group, and we're doing what we got to do. So at 8:47 a.m., right, I mark it up. It's the exact same chart. Okay, right, the exact same chart, right? And then I put at the bottom, it says take profit target. It says 624.75. That's the first take profit target. That is this line right here. Okay, that is this white line right here. And sure enough, if you pay attention, we fell to this line, right? A false breakdown, and we bounced, right? We bounced. So I called it, right? So I ended up calling this too. So after we broke below this level, I called the next one. If you guys caught these waves, shout out to y'all. I'm gonna see if I can show you the next one, and then Yeah. But the downside, if we fall to 624, see, yep, there we go. Here it is. I'll show you. If I can get it on my screen. It's too big. So at 10:19 a.m. I like having a Discord because it allows me to kind of know my timestamps, right? It's really good for that. But I posted this. This screenshot, right? So I got cooked on some Theta stuff. So my last tag, I said, if we fell below the 624, then we're headed to the demand zone of 621.67. So we called it every step of the way. All right. So shout out to everybody that ate. My goal is always to make sure that rather you're in KGU, rather you're in my Discord, rather you're whatever you are at. My goal is to help to where this pays for itself. All right. So, all right. So anyway, here we are. We fell through the demand, right? And we're hoping for pretty much the SPY to continue to fall down, right? But we hit another target of mine of 620. And now we need to pretty much fall to the levels that you see on the screen. All right. But time will tell. Anyway, before I move off of the SPY, is there any questions? Because I'm going to go into Coinbase and then we're going to talk about it. And then I'll give you the foresight on NVDA. Yes, Theta was hungry today. Real talk, Denise. Almost got me. Got to get closer to the money. Yep. Wish I could get near the money. Yep. It be like that. Sometimes you just need to increase that port size or find a different play. I think we have 29 people watching. If we're not at 29 likes, if you could help out with that, it'd be greatly appreciated. So if there's no questions, we'll go into the coin review. Okay. So coin, this is the chart that I gave everybody on that short video. If you have not seen that video, then please feel free to go to the channel, click on the shorts, and then watch it. It was anyway. So with coin, essentially, the triangle wasn't here. All right, I'll get rid of that real quick, but everything else that you see was pretty much there, okay, on that video. So what do you notice, right? Well, we said that we have entries on calls or puts here at this level, which is at 381.16. Now, clearly we're above that level at open. Take profit target was at 394.74, and then I had a max take profit target of 401.44. We pretty much hit that, okay, at 400, a little over 400. Now, my max take profit targets typically represents an opportunity for a reversal, right? Rather, it's max take profit towards the downside or the upside. So at any point, if you see max take profit targets on my chart, you're looking for indications of a potential reversal. So did we get any signals that this was going to happen? Well, we did. How do we know? Right? Well, by the way, the stuff, how I'm talking to everybody right now is typically like more reserved stuff for my Discord members and or KGU. So this is a public live stream. So if you want more like teachings or like as far as chart analysis and stuff like that, do consider joining any of the Discords. But 1 second. If you guys are here from KGU, you already know that KGU has. It's like, I don't even know what to call it. Like, I hate to say it's like Walmart. It has like all the tools you need. No, but it has all the good tools. So it's like a Home Depot. It's like a Home Depot. That's a better one. So definitely, I was on KG's live stream this morning because he was trading. I can't trade live like during the weekday too often unless I take some personal time, or it's like during a solid lunch break or something like that. And then I don't like to go live trading when KG is trading. So he did announce that there's a promo code of where you can get a full year subscription, a doctorate tier, for $7.99, which I thought was absolutely dope. Hopefully you're able to follow that link. Let me just make sure. Copy message link. So those that are in KGU, that is the link. Okay, you're saving almost like half off, if I'm not mistaken, right? Just to upgrade to the doctorate tiers and then have access to all the Crown Traders live trading and live training, right? So huge value. Like, shout out to KG for doing it. That's the thing. When you've made it, I mean, he doesn't have to be greedy, right? Like, he built different. All right. So that's a lot of game for $800 a year. Hey, Nicholas, much love, man. Thanks for being here, right? And showing love and support. You just in the chat helps everything. So thank you. But anyway, there you go. If you so choose, upgrade there. All right. So that being said, Coinbase, I just told you, we look for reversal signals, and what we have here is a bearish engulfing candle, right? But before that, we also have an inside bar. So we're having these signals of indecision, right? And then we have a bearish engulfing signal followed by a solid red bar. So this right here, this 1, 2, 3 combo is your sign for a reversal. This is your confirmation for reversal. This bar right here, right? And then it gets stronger because you get a sell side imbalance on top of it. So then you're like, if you're never certain, if you can identify imbalances and you're not certain if you want to hop into this because you don't want to get smoked and it to turn around on you, then you can figure out where the imbalance is and then wait for retracement, because typically, in most cases, imbalances fill, right? Imbalances fill. If you want to be up on this information, I will be hosting our next live training session for me. For KGU won't be until August. As far as my Discord, we're probably going to have something later this week. All right, just know. That'll be for megalodons and anglers. Okay. But yeah, so there you go. So you had the levels. So when you see my levels, right, we're going towards the upside. They play the same in reverse, right? They play the same towards the downside, right? So once we broke below take profit 2, if you confirm below this level, that tells me that we should short, right? Then we get another sell side imbalance. Like, we're seeing strength towards the downside, right? So this happened, and in my live stream, or in my short video, right, I said that we could fall through this supply zone and wick up. It happened exactly as I said it would. I didn't want it to. I was in denial, but I was up, and I should have just exited because it did exactly what I said it was going to do. If you've seen that and you see me talk about that in the video, put a 1 in the chat, because this is exactly what I said would happen, right? To the T. So now we bounced and got out of this supply zone, which tells us that this is an aggressive zone. Again, aggressive versus passive is part of my classes, right? And now we're in a neutral position. Okay, I'm not going to get into much as far as where we're going because you have that information. All you have to do is watch the video. Okay, all you have to do is go look back and watch the video. The full video will get released before open tomorrow, hopefully. Okay, so shout out to everybody that rode this way. Right now, essentially for coin, just real quick, if we fall below and confirm below this, we see some bearish momentum, right? Then we can see this going all the way back down to this demand zone of 358. That means that Bitcoin's probably cooked with it. All right, so hopefully that helps. Hopefully that helps. What's up, Christine? Why does it show that you're not a member though? Like, you have your subscription, right, Christine? And either way, you're a Megalodon, so you'll be able to rewatch it, okay? From what I know, you're a Megalodon, unless something changed. But all right, so has this been helpful, everybody? I'm about to get off pretty soon. I'll go over NVIDIA. What I'm trying to do is every Tuesday, I'm gonna try to do post trade reviews. Because it'll be about the trades that I either post on Sunday or Monday. And then if we've taken profit or we've played those positions, then Tuesday I'm reviewing it. And then that's kind of how we're rolling with the flow of the videos. Next video live for me is going to be the Thursday rapid fire chart analysis. Please be here for that. And that's going to happen after work hours. Anyway, bad coin options. Nothing changed. Okay. All right. I think I got everything that I needed for the most part out the way. The only thing I need to do now is go over NVIDIA and then see if there's any questions in the chat that I can help with. Thanks, Denise. All love, big dog. Thank you so much. Okay. So, NVIDIA. So NVIDIA, y'all, like, I'm not gonna show you my chart. I have a pre-built NVIDIA chart. If you want to see it, then look at the last video I just posted on NVIDIA, or be a member because we're gonna go over it anyway, right? Likely. But anyway, so we have this gap up, right? We have this huge opening gap on NVIDIA, and some of us know why. I'll tell you. So we have a V-shaped recovery first, and then we have this huge gap up, and that's because the CEO of NVIDIA came back from Hong Kong or wherever the heck he went, and it was some good news. So opened up. I'm upset because I did have a call option that did one of these right here. Came, took me out. Right? Came and took me out. I was in profit, and then this happens. So, Alex, thanks for the super chat. Or what does it say? I got to figure out how to get the super chats on the screen. Remember when I got peer pressured into? Yeah. Thank you, KGU, for letting me find rail. Supply demands are better understood. All love, big dog. Hey. We're a community. We're here to support each other. So no, I really appreciate that. That was funny. Yeah, I go through it too, man. All right. But anyway, so yeah, we got good news. And you know, the beautiful thing about NVIDIA is that even though the market just had a little bit of a sell-off, right? The market just sold off. Hold up. Where are we? Hold up. Okay, we're exactly right here. So the market sold off to 620 and NVIDIA didn't move. It's like this is his new territory. Now we got to be careful. I know y'all see this downtrend, quote unquote, but in reality, I don't see a downtrend. I know you see it, but I don't see it. Not yet. I see Neutral positions. My brain operates in neutral. Neutral positions. This tells me that the market is in a state of indecision and is looking for direction, right? So now we're waiting for the breakout, either up or down. So where are we going? So if NVIDIA breaks down, we're either going to come down and retest 169, or we're going to come all the way down to here, right? At what's this, 168 roughly. On the flip side, if we decide to break out here, then we're going back up to retest the high of 172.76. Okay, I just want y'all to know that. So if you want to be up on the play and you want to get the alert, then consider joining the Discord. Because I mean, there's a lot of plays that I don't have on YouTube that I'm either giving to KGU or I'm spamming in my own Discord. So it is what it is. So here's your play, right? This is how you play it. And then just know, here's a teaching moment. Traditionally, when you see a symmetrical system, right? This is a symmetrical triangle. You see sometimes a false breakdown or breakout. I just call them both breakouts because we're breaking out of a trend. So you'll see a false breakout before it just reverses against you. So just be careful. You might see something like this where it'll shoot up and then it'll come whoop, like that. All right. So just know. All right. But it'll take a significant news catalyst to bring this down. And I think that is possible. I think that is possible. In the Discord, on KGU, I was talking about late last night, like 1, 2 a.m. I was telling people how these other countries, there's a Trump card, like not Trump, Donald Trump, but like if you play spades, somebody's sitting with a whole hand of cookies and somebody else then slid 2 jokers in the deck and they just ready. You know what I mean? Like something's about to crash it at any moment. And this is how the market is kind of set up right now for us. The market's set up to like cultivate like fear, right? Like indecision. So it's pretty much, it's confusing everybody. You know, we're definitely in a bullish market, right? But at the same time, there's so much noise out there that at any given moment, spades. Somebody drop that joker. Somebody take that joker. And you're like, man, who put a joker in the deck? And then the market comes crashing down. So just be careful. Don't get married to a direction. Understand that at any moment, this market could absolutely sink because of the geopolitical conflicts we have, the economic data, the Fed speaking, all that stuff, right? So just be mindful, and that's why I play the charts. I don't really pay attention too much to the news. I know what the economic data is. I speak to that. I keep that just on my mind so I know what I'm getting into. That's pretty much just telling me if it's going to be a volatile day or not. I'm not really banking on that as far as like making money off of. I'm looking at the charts. That's what I'm looking at. So that's my recap, right? That's my recap. Now I'm back on full screen to see if there's any questions that I can answer. So y'all let me know any questions you have. If you're just joining and you have not hit the like button, please do so. If you're about to leave and you haven't hit the like button, please do so. I am 56 minutes in. I got 4 more minutes and then I'm out. Okay, so what we got? And where would you enter? Where would I enter what? Are you talking about NVIDIA? Evan, that is a megalodon question. So I will give you a megalodon answer in the Discord. Rail gives enough free game. I'm good. Yeah, I think you're a megalodon, big dog. So and excuse me if you're not a guy or whatnot, but yeah, just hit me up in the megalodon channel and ask me the same question, and then I'll speak to it. Any other questions? All right. Well, I want to know something before people start to trickle out. I got a teaser. I wasn't gonna do this, but I feel like doing it. I wasn't gonna do this, but I feel like doing it. Um, Let me see if I can make it make sense. All right. Give me just a moment. I've been working on something and I'm kind of proud of it, so that's why I'm going to show it. It's not done, but it's a little sneak peek. Um, oh man, I'm supposed to be in studio mode. Anyway, hold up. Let me get those things corrected so yeah, I can see it properly. Sharing too much on my screen. Let's see if I can copy this. Okay. I'm still looking for questions, but I'm just I wasn't necessarily prepared to talk about this, but I'm about to because I think it's dope. Okay. So for a while, hold on, for a while, can I do this right? Okay. Bear with me. I'm almost there. All right. So for a while, um, essentially, we have our Discord, right? And we have the channel supporters. We have the Minnows. We have the Dolphins. With the anglers. The orcas, the anglers, the megalodons, and now we're gonna have the leviathans eventually. But part of that is there's a lot of there's a lot that I'm pouring into it, but I'm making sure that it's balanced properly with my time. But part of that is like us growing together, right? And I wanted to figure out a way to kind of do that, like where we're a team and there's a little bit of like competitiveness to it, but also um, there's just a way of like almost holding each other accountable, right? Like I'm military, right? So you're you're only as strong as your weakest soldier, right? Like it's sort of like the weakest link type deal. So like if you're on the ruck march or something like that, and somebody's dragging behind, you can't leave without them, right? Your whole squad or unit either has to slow down or circle back to pick this guy up. And a lot of times, part of our training, we will circle all the way back. So I mean, our line could be forever long, right? Blocks long, and then that guy in the front might have to snake the entire unit all the way to the back, just so the one that's dragging behind is now in the front and setting the pace, because that's a motivator. When you know you have people on your back and it's relying on you to keep moving forward in order for us to get the mission done, like, that boosts your motivation, that forces your will, right? So it's just that type of mindset of being a part of a team, like more than a community, but a team, right? Of traders. And that's kind of my mindset, and that's kind of what I want to establish, right? Overall. So, I gave my opinion on the SPY, big dog. But yeah, I walked through that, and then of course, if you remember Orca, Angler, Megalodon, you got the full breakdown on that. But this is an app that I'm in the process of developing, right? Where if you are like trying to track your progress and stuff like that, you have it, right? You have it. You can see your trades, you can see your progress, you can see how you rank with your peers. Some of these are my our very own Discord members, right? Just using it as an example, right? But we can see certain things, right? We can have a chat conversation, things like that, right? We can go into our total trades and then see what our R is, right? And then we can see how we compare wins, our wins versus our peers' wins, right? We can talk about our R multiple and see where our R multiple compares to our peers' R multiple. Why is this important? Well, it's important because maybe Rapture Bound is crushing it at let's say she's crushing it with a 3.5 R, right? R multiple. And our boy Tone 72 is not quite there. Maybe they're like a 0.87, but he can see this chart and say, man, what is the queen doing, right? How is she being so successful? We're doing this thing together, right? Like, what am I missing here? Then guess what? You have a community, right? You can identify that. You have a community of people that you can reach out to, and y'all, anybody that's gonna be on this, I'd assume will be good-hearted people that's there to support one another. So that's the goal, right? That's what I'm looking for, and we will get there. And this app takes a lot of work. It's taking a lot of hours, but I'm proud of my progress so far, right? And I just know it's a matter of time before I have it done. On here we have a trade timer, right? I can set, like, before entering the trade, I can just hit that button and I give myself 5 minutes in the trade, whatever I got to do, right? This is a legitimate app on your phone that I'm going to have for those specific individuals that choose to be Leviathan to start. And they're kind of like the guinea pigs. I might open it up to everybody else. I'm not sure. But I mean, the main reason I'm doing this is because, one, of what I told you, but two, if I ever were to release it to everybody, it would be like super affordable. Because at the end of the day, like, I know that there's certain apps out there and software that works well, but it's probably too much for especially new traders, right? And they don't want to invest that type of money into something that they're not even sure if this works for them. So I'm going to have this structured and set up where it's affordable for everybody, where you won't even have to think about whatever the cost is, right? I haven't figured it out. I just know I'm pouring a lot into it, and that's because I believe in it, and I don't ever do anything for no reason. So if that's something you're interested in, to start, you will 100% need to be a Megalodon and then upgrade to Leviathan whenever I release that tier. But for now, this is what we got. Okay. But anyway, I don't know. Let me know what y'all think. Nah, you don't need to see those wins no more. All right, there we go. Let me read the comments. Bo Jackson, SPY. What about the SPY, big dog? Okay, hold up. I'll do you a solid. Because he's like smashing the SPY button. Look, Here's my levels. Take a screenshot. I'll share my levels with you, and they should be self-explanatory. I'm not going through a whole breakdown because I already did that. But take a screenshot, and then your max take profit target at where we are now is this demand zone, right? 617. I'll give you that. All right. Let me know when you got it, Bo, and then I'll move off of the screen. Okay. Oops, my bad. All right, let's see. Denise says, here you are making apps and using all the monitors and everything on your computer, and I can just barely get my camera on my phone. Hey, that's part of the time I'm taking too, to make sure that it's super easy because I know I have a wide age range in this group. So I will make sure that it makes total sense, and I'm not going to release it if it's not seamless and really easy to use. And apparently barely use my keyboard. I don't trade from my computer much. I only trade from my computer if I'm trading futures. All my trading is done when the market calls me up. All right, I'm over time. It's 1:08. Hopefully y'all can appreciate that. If you're interested in joining, the links above. If you have any questions or opinions on the app, you know, I'm building it for the community, but I love to hear it. It is what it is. Likely you have access to DM me. That's what it is. I think it'd be cool to have everything in one area. Eventually that app will be able to sync up with Discord. There are some features that I have to pay for, but I'm not gonna I've already paid and invested a lot, so that will come with adoption of the Leviathan tier. The more people that kind of join that, the more I can kind of pour into it. That's kind of how everything goes, right? It's like if you start a new business, and let's say you just started a brand new pizza joint. It's day one, and you know, grand opening, great. After day one, you're not just gonna go open up another pizza joint. You need to start building some profits and stuff. And it's kind of like that. Like I need to make sure that we have enough interest, and then there's enough like support financially also to back that information, like building that out. Because right now the cost is my time, and there's a lot of hours poured into it. So I'm gonna assume that Bo has what he has. Bo, we had, as you can see, we had the spy on lock, big dog. So hopefully you were able to catch. Anyway, I will see some of y'all in the Discord. This is Stacks for Real, Sacrifice for Riches. I am starving, so I'm about to go eat and then hang out with my family. Y'all have a good one. Look out for the drop tomorrow morning before market opens.